Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Psychic Medium Toni Greene. I am Toni Greene, and if you would like to call in and be a part of the show, if you have a question you would like to ask, if you would like to connect with a loved one on the other side, the number is 845 I was running a little backwards today. Apparently, I had forgotten to schedule a show. So please do call in. There is plenty of room on the call log. So before we go to the call log, I want to say hello to everybody on YouTube that is watching. Hello to everybody watching on TV. Thank you so much for being here today. I am so grateful for each and every one of you sharing your time with me. After all, time is all we have here. We can get everything back. If we lose money, if we, whatever it is, we always have the option of getting that back. But once we spend a minute, once we spend an hour, we can't get that hour back. So thank you so much for being here with me and sharing this time with me. Couple little things this morning that were going just through my head like crazy, and I kind of am being drawn to share them with you, and they're mostly relationship things and a couple of other things also. But the relationship thing that's going through my head the most this morning is and I want to say it appropriately because people get really sensitive, and some people can become triggered when certain things are said about relationships. So the first thing I'm being asked to share with you or channel with you is, and I get this question a lot, when a relationship ends, when somebody breaks up or takes a break. Now, this isn't for every breakup. This isn't for every break that is taken. But if it's because sometimes there is just a heated moment, and people will tend to take a break, or there's just too much stress or something comes in. But most of the time, when somebody takes a break, not always, but sometimes when somebody takes a break, it's because the relationship had been rocky in the first place. And sometimes it's not the first break or the second break. And many people will call me and ask me, are they coming back? And if I say yes, when are they coming back? And what I would like to say to you is to reevaluate your questions. Okay. Are they coming back is a good question, because you want to be prepared if somebody's coming back. If they're going to come back into your life, you want to know that you don't want to be really blindsided by that. But the bigger questions that people should ask themselves in a relationship situation, if somebody goes in and out of your life or does what they call this ghosting, why did they leave? Number one, what was their motivation for leaving? Was it really something that happened inside the relationship, or was there something going on that they wanted to partake in outside of the relationship? Or why did they leave? Was it really something about me, or is this something they need to figure out in themselves? The second question that's really important to ask yourself, if you're in a situation where somebody took a break or you broke up and you're wondering if they're coming back, why do I want them back? Okay, I know the first answer I always hear is because I love them. Yes. Yes. Okay, you can love someone and still be in a very unhealthy situation. You can absolutely adore someone and still be in a completely unhealthy situation. So, why do you want them back? And it's normal. In our childhood, we're taught if we do something wrong, we have to fix it. My nose is so runny this morning. I'm so sorry, folks. And of course, my tissue is way over there again. In our childhood, we're taught if we do something wrong, we have to fix it. And so we want the opportunity to fix it. We want the opportunity for them to come back and to make it right. And we do love the person, we do. And we think when they come back, we're going to make it better, which brings me to question number 3, which is if they come back, what's going to change? Especially if they have left more than one time. If this is a situation where one or the other or both of you are constantly like taking breaks or breaking up because you don't have good coping mechanisms or communication skills to talk through the issues, when this person comes back, are you going to sit down and talk, really discuss what went wrong, why it went wrong, and what can be done to make sure it doesn't go wrong again? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you, if somebody continually ghosts you or has ghosted you more than twice, this is probably, you have to look at, why am I putting up with this? What about me says it's okay to have somebody walk in and out of my life? To have somebody continually leave and then allow them back in. And some people will say it's because you're desperate. I'm not saying that. I don't agree with that. I don't, you may want love, it doesn't make you desperate. I don't agree with that. What I think it is, and I've heard a couple of people say this and it hit so hard. Men often treat the woman in their life the way they saw their father treat their mother, or their mother treat their father, whoever the dominant person was. Women, on the other hand, often repeat the pattern of their mother and father, and they will allow a partner in their life that is similar to one and or both of their parents. Now, we have a lot of people out here that grew up in single parent households. So if you didn't have a father growing up, you may not even know what a father or a partner or a husband is supposed to act like. You may not know the role they're supposed to play in your relationship. And if you don't know, look at healthy relationships now and learn. Also, if a man had a father who was in any way abusive to his mother, or a mother who was abusive to the father, you may see that pattern repeating unconsciously in your partner. They may not even realize what they're doing, but more importantly, they may not realize this isn't normal. They may not realize this isn't the right behavior to have. Now, you can be understanding. You can understand this. I get it. I get it 100%, which is why I've spent a lot of time in a lot of relationships a lot longer than I should have, because I understood why the person behaved the way they did. Understanding is good, but it leaves you in an unhealthy pattern or cycle that you should not be in. If this person isn't aware of their behaviors, you have to kind of gently ask them open-ended questions. And this is one of my favorite dating questions. So, growing up, were both of your parents in the home? How did your mom and dad get along? What's your favorite story from them? What's your, craziest story from them? Find out what dynamic they grew up in, because chances are you might end up in that dynamic. The second one is to look at the dynamic that you grew up in And when you look at the dynamic that you grew up in, to realize where it was healthy, not healthy, and what you're taking from that, whether you're repeating it and allowing it to be done to you, or you are yeah, 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 or you are doing it to somebody else. Okay. So having said that, that's my relationship stuff of the day. That's it. That's all I got. That's it. I'm gonna start taking callers. If I call your area code, please, please, please say your say your let me know your name and where you're calling from, and I will be happy to take one question or connection from you. And if you have a question for your connection, please state that question right away. I want to say hi to Stevie. Stevie, have an amazing time in Italy. I hope you have so much fun while you're there. Yep, buddy. I also would like to, there was something else and I can't, oh, I do not ever reach out to anybody for private sessions. If you want a private session, you have to go to my website or call my business number, which is not the number you call in for the show. My business number is on my website, www.tonig.info. I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Truth. Yep. And a bunch of other things. Um, and there are people who have made fake accounts or reach out to people saying they're me, and that's not me. I don't even respond to half of my emails or texts or phone calls. I try. I try. Listen, I wake up in the morning and I have like 100 emails. No shite. Like 100, easy. And then the text, I wake up and my screen is full of texts, and I just kind of try to go through them and like get to the most urgent ones first and then work my way back from that. So I do get back to every single client as soon as I can. So yeah. All right, what else? I know there are other things I'm supposed to be saying, but it's kind of that kind of day, folks. It's just kind of that kind of day. Okay. I'm going to go to 216. 216, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
I'm calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Yes, hi. Thank you for taking my call. I'm, excuse me. I'm relocating this summer, and going to the southwest, New Mexico. And I'm just wondering, my housing, should I look at other alternative housing options rather than the low income housing? I mean, for what I have now, and I mean, I'm not, I don't have those earnings yet, but should I, and what other housing options can I, that would present themselves to me? I don't know anyone there. In fact, since last year, I've been pulled to live in the Southwest, and I decided on New Mexico.
Okay.
And
okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. I would, the first thing I hear is agency, agency, agency. So yes, I would reach out to the agencies and see what they even have available right now. You may find it might be a little bit complicated to get into some of the housing, or there may be a wait to get into some of the housing. I'm getting there may be like a wait. So I would definitely reach out to some of the agencies and make sure that you have something set up prior to even kind of making the move, especially. The second thing I'm hearing is if you, I just feel like you need to call some of the police stations where the rental areas that you're looking at. You need to call the police stations and find out what the crime stats are, or go to the police stations websites and find out what the crime stats are for those areas, and then find the area with the best or the lowest crime stats, especially violent crimes, and ask the agencies to get you into that area. Make that your priority. I'm also going to tell you that one of the things that you need to also do is to consider looking at, not necessarily when you first get there, if you don't have housing available, I'm hearing a shared living situation. And this shared living situation isn't, it could be like a place that rents, someone who rents rooms that's in a nicer area, but you're just getting the room, but you're not going to be there forever. Or somebody who has I'm just getting an area that they share a shared living situation, and this way you can be there and get familiar with the areas and work with the agencies while you get into the housing that you need. The second thing I'm hearing, and I don't know your age, and I don't know why they're saying this, and I'm sorry, I don't know your age, but to look at where senior housing apartments or complexes are. And if you're not a senior and you can't get into that, make sure that you're right around that, because a senior complexes, typically they're not filled with younger, like little bit more wild people. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I hope that makes sense to you. But the thing I'm hearing, those are the things I'm hearing for you. So please, please take that into consideration and do your homework. Somebody on the other side is saying, do your homework, and be very smart about this relocating. I hope that was really, really helpful. And thank you so much for calling in. And please do feel free to call back again and ask more questions in future shows, and I will be more than happy to help you. I'm going to go to 519. Please let me know your name, your area code, and if you have me on speakerphone, please take me off of speakerphone.
Yes, ma'am. This is Jennifer Toni from Canada.
Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Excellent, excellent. How can I help you, Jennifer?
Can I have another side connection? Do you want the name?
Yes, absolutely.
It's David.
David. Okay. Instantly, I see a man with dark hair, and he was like a normal size build. I don't know what that means. I know what it means because I see it, but it just a normal size guy. Can I ask who David was to you?
Well, my grandfather, but he did not have dark hair.
When he was younger, I'm seeing him much younger, much, much younger. The person I'm seeing,
he was a blonde.
He was a blonde. Okay, who's the gentleman? Because the first person I'm seeing, and if this isn't for you, it could be for somebody else. And I apologize if this is not for you. The first person that shows up has dark hair, like black hair. They parted it on the side, combed it.
That sounds like my other grandfather.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so he's here too. Oh my gosh, I was panicking for a second. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so he's here too. He is here also. So they are both here. For a second, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to be. I'm typically, I have to remember that if you call in one family member, more will show up. And I have to explain to everybody, please let me say this to you. Just because I can see some people on the other side or hear some, I don't see everybody. Do you know how overwhelming that would be? I don't see everyone. I don't hear everyone. I see some, I hear some, and I sense some. Some people will send messages through me and I'll never know, I know they're from the light. Mostly it's angels. But okay, so we have one grandpa showing up and one grandpa here. And the first thing I want to ask you is, did you have any specific question or anything you wanted to know from them?
Well, the one that David that I was asking for, he seemed to have a lot of information about what's going on in the world today. And I was interested in anything that he had to say about it, because it just seemed like he knew everything that was going to transpire over the next 30 years.
Yeah. So, I think so. Oh my God, this doesn't happen a lot, but I think it's about to happen. So the first thing that he wants to say is, get ready. Now I have to be careful of what's said on the show, so please be patient with me, everybody. Get ready. Be prepared. Don't buy the hype. Don't feed. Okay, don't feed the cows, because you're just going to get a bunch of bullshit. Okay, whatever that means. I'm not good at farm lingo thingers. I really don't know about how that is meant, but I know what it means, but I'm not. And what he wants to say is, don't, okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. Don't believe the hype. They are there's oh my God, there's so much he wants to say, and I hear the word convoluting, and I know the gist of what he wants to say, so I'm going to say the gist of what he wants to say. I know that he's saying, get ready. What's going on right now is to get everybody off of guard for what's coming. He's saying, stay prepared. Don't think it's over, because it's not over. And know that in a very short period of time, things are going to, I don't understand, like take over or take back. Take back. So, okay, I know you're from Canada, Jennifer, and what I want to say is, here in America, they just did this big publicity stunt called this big campaign called Roe. And I know people are going to be so angry with me that I'm laughing at this and calling it this, but Roe v. Wade. Now, let me, before you like get your bunny in a tizzle, sit back and breathe. This is designed to divide and conquer and to distract us.
Incite. It was designed to incite.
In part. But the bigger thing is,
okay,
if you're watching the left hand, you're never looking at the right hand. So while everybody is fighting over RVW in America, and other countries are chiming in, and everybody's so passionate about this, they're not taking away that right. That right still exists. They're just handing it over to individual states. Now, believe me, women, when you're coming on saying, that's it, we're not having sex with men. Okay, that's your choice. That's your choice. That if you want to have a sex strike, from what I hear from most men, women are mostly on sex strikes. And I don't know. I'm joking. Don't come at me. But what I'm going to say is, I don't know. I'm so ungodly, uncomfortable with saying this, because I know no matter how I say it, some people are not going to, they just want to believe what they want to believe. So here's the deal. everything they're putting in the news, which I now call the press, I call it like a gossip magazine. Everything they put on the gossip magazines on the news, and if you still believe the news, I'm so sorry. Some fairy tales do come true. Hopefully none of them that are on the news though. Yeah, I'm just sorry if you still believe what they're saying. Um, but here's the thing, everything they put out there that is causing such a emotional reaction from us and causing us to choose a side, they're doing it so that we're not paying attention to what they're doing and they can do what they want. Now, let me tell you something. Everything with Ukraine is falling apart. All the truth is starting to come out. Okay? Why are celebrities going to Ukraine in the middle of such a bad war? Is that because that's the only place with the labs for the adreno? Oh, why did Pelosi going there looking like she was 90 some years old and come back looking like 30 years younger? Wow, amazing that Ukraine, a war-torn area, has that effect on people. Did you guys know that the US has agreed to send like 100 million whatever dollars on top of the billions they've already sent every single month until whenever while this war is going on? I would call that rent for the biolabs. So stop thinking it's uh, about RVW. Stop thinking it's about Putin against the other leader that is a PO, whatever we call him. Stop thinking it's about that. It's so our leaders can do what they want and not get busted. We don't see what they're doing. And your grandfathers, both of them are saying, be aware of this, stand united, no matter what country you're in, stick together. They're going to let you think that everything is okay. And then when you think everything is okay, it's going to, they're going to pull out their tricks again. That's the best way that I can say that. They do have a plan. They've had this plan for quite some time. As you know, your grandfathers were very aware, and they are saying they still think they have a shot at this plan. The only way this plan does not go through is if we stay united. If we stay together and stop being so easily distracted and divided by these things they're putting in front of us. Any protests that have violence is being paid for. Those people are being paid for by people outside of our leaders. So please do not believe this if you see it. Okay, these are people that are being bussed in and paid just like in the past. So having said all of that, please do not get so one side or the other or argue with people about their beliefs and opinions. Stay focused on what the people at the top are doing. So let me compare it to a business here for everybody. If you work at a company, you shouldn't care what your coworkers are doing. You should care about what the owners of the company are doing, because only their decisions are going to make or break that company. So even if a coworker has a different opinion than you, who gives a happy hoo-hoo? Let them have their opinion, but watch the owners of the company. Because if the owners aren't doing the right thing, there will be no company. It's just like that. It's just like that. Okay. They want you to know that they love you. They want you to know that they're watching out for you. They're saying, get ready, stay ready. And it's not over. And this isn't a message that I typically like to give, because it's a message that isn't like like a happy message, like it's a message that a lot of people don't always love to hear. They want to hear, unicorns, rainbows, and butterflies, and I do too. I want to hear that too. I can't wait till we hear that again. So but we have to stay strong and together in order to get there. And Jennifer, I know this is probably, this kind of went left and right and back to center, and I hope it was helpful and it made sense for you.
Thank you. It really did. And the part about the cows is interesting because his daughter, my mom, lives on a cattle farm.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Thank you, Toni.
You are welcome.
Appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. I want to say I'm going to be taking the next caller. So if you are online and you are, or if you are on the call log and you're waiting, please don't hang up or drop. I am getting to you guys. If you do want to call in and ask a question for all my peeps on YouTube or watching live, 845-277-9131. I'm happy to answer or take your call. I did have, I think it's Phoenix Davis. Is my lover's intentions true and honest? Okay. Phoenix, I think your name is Phoenix. Yeah. Can you please just put the first name in the chat so I can tap into their energy? Hi, Leah. Hi, Patrick. Hi, Heather and Fawn and Sal, Mimi, everybody else that has joined us here today. Thank you so much. Is her lover's intentions true and honest? Well, okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. This is a tough question to answer because the way you worded it, and I always say our verbiage is very important. So Phoenix, I'm just going to call you Phoenix, and if I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. And this is a question off the YouTube chat. So what I'm going to tell you is your I'm sorry if I missed one. Patrick is saying you asked as far as money goes. So is there intention with you as far as money? Oh, as far as money, there, I see it now. Thank you so much. Thank you, Patrick, for pointing that out to me. As far as money goes, thank you. Their intentions are very self-motivated, is what I'm hearing. It's very self-motivated. And if I just ask the question, are their intentions true and honest? I don't, I hear for themselves, yes. For themselves, absolutely. Their intentions for themselves are absolutely true and honest. Their intentions for you do not match their intentions for themselves. That is the most delicate, beautiful way I can put that. If you really want to know, you do that open-ended question thing. But I think you already know that you're not either getting the whole story or you just know there's something that's not good here, honest or good here. Okay. I hope that was helpful. And thank you again, Patrick, for paying attention where I don't. I thank you so much. I am going to go to 516. 516. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And please take me off of speakerphone.
Okay. Hi, Toni. This is Kavita from Long Island, New York.
Hi there. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. Good. I'm open to any message Spirit has for me today. So if there's anything that comes in strong, I would love to hear it.
Okay. Typically, I have people ask a question because they don't like what Spirit says all the time. But
Oh,
if you just
okay.
want a basic question or a basic message, okay. So the first thing I hear, Kavita, this when I hear mom, it can be
Mhm.
mom, grandmom. I hear mom. I hear mom, mom, mom. Now, if your mom is here, this could mean that a grandmom has a message for her. But if your mom's on the other side, this could be from your mom. Is your mom here or on the other side?
My mother is here. My grandmother, her mother, is on the other side.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. And people, don't come at me saying you should know who's here and who's not. Okay, then you do it. You do it, but don't tell me how my gift works because this is how it works. And I see all energy, whether somebody's living or on the other side, exactly the same. So there. And sometimes when they say mom, it's a grandmom giving a message to the mom. So people, take some magnesium and relax. Take some magnesium and relax. Okay. Because I hear somebody out there saying that right now. Okay. So your mom's health, you need to watch your mom's health. You need to watch your mom's health. She is going to be having some health issues, some health. There's something with her health. I know if she already has some things going on, they are not talking about that. They are not talking about what you already know about. This is something brand new. Something is coming in within a month. It's something that you might not even be aware of right away. It's something that you're going to have to act on very, very quickly. I feel like you need to pay attention to your mom if she is seeming a little bit out of it, if she is seeming a little bit dazed, if she is seeming a little bit off. And this is because there is something else going on and you need to get her to the doctor ASAP. I feel like whatever it is that is causing this, like we can, oh, you know what? She's getting a little bit up there. Um, she's just a
Mhm.
little tired today. Somebody, your grandmom is saying no, that whatever's causing this, you need to really pay attention and you need to get it taken care of right away. Now, yes, this could be as simple as a med being off or her taking a med, but it needs to be taken care of right away, whatever this is. And I do feel like it could be either right around a month mark, but I feel like it's within this month. You have to really pay attention to her within this month and you have to catch it. You have to like catch it quickly because she's going to, if it's not caught quickly, it could escalate quickly. So you want to make sure that that
Mhm.
is being watched and taken care of. I'm happy that you didn't ask a specific question because this is really good and important for your mom.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm getting is
Okay.
that once this is taken care of, everything should get better. But and again, this isn't something that already this isn't something that already exists. Okay. So it's not like, let's say she
Okay.
gets high blood pressure or low blood pressure. It's not the low blood pressure. It's something completely else that's going to come in and it's going to need to be taken care of. It's going to need to be rectified. The sooner you catch it, the better. And again, I am hearing like month, or within a month, and you're going to have to work with her because she's going to think it's no big deal, like she's just a little bit tired or she's just a little bit off. But you're going to see it. If you see her, you're going to see it in her eyes or in her speech might be a little bit slower. She might be a little bit slower. So really pay attention to that and really get her in as quickly as you can. um I'm going to
Okay.
ask, does it need to be an emergency room or urgent care? Do an urgent care thing if you can, if you have an urgent care that you can take her to right away. That would probably be better than waiting
Mhm.
for a doctor's appointment because I'm getting that doctor's appointments take a really long time. And make sure you
They
have
do. Yeah.
a list of her medications and how much she's taking and make sure she's actually getting, if she does take medications, that she's getting the right medications. Now, if she doesn't take medications, this could be like sometimes when people take over the counter things like sinus or allergy things, it can cause them to have some kind of a little bit of a reaction. But whatever this is, she needs to be seen for it. So make sure you're on top of that. Okay, love?
Okay, thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you for calling in, and please keep me posted on it. And I look forward to talking with you again in the future. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Toni. Okay,
you are welcome. I'm going to go to the very next caller, who is 323. Please tell me where you're calling from. What's your name? And please take me off of speaker.
Anthony, my name is Joe from Montana.
Hey, Joe from Montana.
And I need some specific information right away because something's coming up very soon, and I need your reading on it. Me and my girlfriend for 2 years. We've been together for 2 years. It has been glorious. Okay, she is my lady. I am thinking of, because she's been hinting, I've been thinking about asking her to marry me in November. Excuse me. The thing is, though, is that even though it's been glorious, marriages do lead to divorce. But in any case, what I need from you is this. Am I going to ask her, am I going to bend down on one knee? How am I going to ask her if I am? And the most important, should I ask her? Okay.
I am actually, okay. I want to answer your question, and thank you for calling in, and I love this topic.
What are you laughing at me for?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at something you said. You said that marriages lead to divorce, and I just, in a past relationship, that's all I heard is that, like, everybody gets divorced, and it's just so funny to me that people are more concerned about a possible ending just because there's a piece of paper and a ring than, like, okay, if people are going to break up, they're going to do it in a relationship or a marriage. It doesn't matter if there's a piece of paper. If they're willing to work on it, it's going to be worked on. And if they're not willing to work on it, it's not going to be worked on. For everybody watching, please excuse me. I finally found a tissue, and I just need to make sure my nose does not run on TV. And when I channel, my nose just starts running. I don't know why. It just does. So what I'm going to say to you is this. First and foremost, I hear September. You might not wait until November. You might take the initiative to do it in September. Now, if you wait till November, that's just fine. I'm not telling you what to do or how to do it or when to do it. I'm just hearing September. Now, the other thing I'm hearing, and that might mean that now let me be clear, it might mean that you propose in November and get married in September. Just because you propose to somebody, it doesn't mean you have to get married the next day or the next week. It's a step. It's not.
No, that's true.
It's not the whole, enchilada, so to say. If you propose now, you can have like a year or a 2-year engagement. If somebody's personality is going to change due to a marriage, it will change during the engagement after they get the ring. Okay. So let's just say sometimes.
I was thinking about 6 months, but okay.
No. Well, yeah. Don't listen to my no. You can do what you want. I am not the boss of you. But even 6 months, okay. I am going to say this to you though. 6 months. You have to know her idea of a wedding and your idea of a wedding. And you have to know that if you're having any kind of wedding that requires reserving places, catering, inviting people, there may be a longer wait time than 6 months. Now, if you're having a beautiful backyard wedding that you're having and please don't a big people come in cater at your home, that's completely different. But if she has an idea, if her idea is to have a wedding like this is something you need to talk about before you figure out the timeline. And this is where people really find out how they're going to work through a wedding, a marriage, is how they work through the details of the wedding planning. So the engagement is the easy part. Once you're engaged, how does the person change towards you? Do they feel like they have more ownership? And this goes both ways. Do they feel like they have more ownership? Do they feel like they have a bigger sense of security? Or do they feel like now they don't have to try anymore? These are things you can look at to see if the the marriage is going to work out. The biggest thing that I love and that people don't realize is once you're engaged, you get to see where that person is going to run things and where you are going to run things. So once people are engaged,
yeah, well, that's very true.
Yep.
That's very true.
And once people are
there is that phase where people do have that kind of a mindset change, just the same as when they get married.
Right.
So those are the things that I'm also taking into consideration.
Now, if somebody gets engaged and then all of a sudden the woman wants this huge wedding and she only wants it her way and she's not taking you into consideration, that's definitely a red flag. Okay. It should be mutual. And if the woman isn't practical, well, there's that too. Now, I am going to tell you how you work together to plan the wedding. Not what you want, not what she wants, but if you can work together to plan the wedding and come to determinations that make both of you happy, you will have a beautiful wedding, a beautiful marriage. However, if one person has to have it all their way, or there's complications, or you can't handle the stress of planning the wedding, those are things you have to work through. I do feel like if you propose, things will go well. Just make sure you're both on the same page and don't worry about a divorce. If something's going to end, it's going to end regardless of. If you already know this person, don't worry about any further whatever. And if you're worried about losing assets, just have a prenup. I wouldn't get married without a prenup. You want to know why?
Well, those are all practical considerations. Absolutely. What I'm interested in, I should have phrased it perhaps a little bit more specifically. What I wanted from you was whether or not I should I, as a result of, do I know enough about her? Because she's great. But do I know enough about her? Am I seeing her through a kaleidoscope of my hopes and dreams? Or do I know enough about her in order to really propose?
Okay, so I'm going to say this. Sometimes the only way we get to know more about a person is by taking those next steps. Does that make sense to you? So
no, not in this case, because that's the final step.
No, it's not a final step.
During the steps of a relationship, sure.
No.
But well, when you're getting married, it's a final step. Unless it's divorce.
No. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Listen, you're wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. And we just discussed it a little bit. When you're not getting married in November. You're proposing in November. And when you propose, there's a whole engagement or being engaged time frame where you learn the next step of that. You can take a year for the engagement process. You can take 2 years for the engagement process. Just because you get engaged, it doesn't mean you go run to Vegas and get married in a month. That's not, or in 6 months. however you're comfortable. But you will learn more about a person when you take that next committed step than you would by staying in the same situation that you're in. So take the step and learn more about this person. But don't worry about what can go wrong. Think about what's going to go right. Okay? Don't worry about what could go wrong.
No, it's not okay. No. Okay,
Oh
with
my
me
God.
and with people who have, rational mindset, we have to take into consideration both sides of the equation.
I'm not worried about
right.
you in this. Listen, I'm not worried about you in this situation. I'm worried about her, because you cannot take steps. You cannot say this is step 1, this is step 2. If the engagement doesn't work out, then the engagement doesn't work out and you didn't take the step of marriage. You're looking at this as an end game thing, not a step-by-step thing. Just because you get engaged, it doesn't mean
right. I understand that.
I don't think you do. I really don't think you do.
I'm hearing you. I understand that. I am thinking about the marital step as being a final step. Also, the engagement is not just going to be whimsical. It's going to be extremely important to both of us. And just because if it doesn't work out that we can break up as a result of having just been engaged, that's going to be painful for both of us. So we both have to consider, what are we going to do in order to make sure that the engagement does end up in marriage? That, to me, is the way to go. However, what I'm asking from you is, if you know or can find out, through whatever medium you're using, is she the right woman, despite everything that she's been doing, for me to even get engaged with and married to?
Okay, so first I'm going to answer that, but I want to address a few things. If you broke up now, it would be painful. Okay, and if she weren't the right woman, why would you have stayed with her for as long as you have? Now, I'm not going to tell you this is the perfect person for you, because things happen in life and people have free will and they can make choices in a year that were not foreseeable at this point in time. There are no guarantees. That's like asking and making somebody promise you will never get a disease in your life. People have free will. They can move forward in any direction that they want. I know people who got married while they were cheating on their girlfriend. I know people who were faithful all the way through and had an absolutely amazing situation. What I'm telling you is, you have to go based on what she's a good woman. She's a good woman. I'm not worried about her in this situation. There are no guarantees, and you have to realize a ring or a ceremony or a piece of paper, that's all they are. At the bottom of those two things are you and her. And if you keep doing things the way you're doing them right now, the two of you will be fine. But there's no promise of that, because your actions and her actions have to stay consistent, and you both have to stay in love and not get bored with each other and keep respecting each other.
That's obvious. What you're telling me isn't anything that my
God, I just can't anymore. I just freaking can't anymore. I'm sorry. I just can't. I'm sorry, folks. I can't. There is no guarantee, no matter who you marry. And there is no such thing as the one person. Okay, there is no such thing as, is this my one person? Is this guarantee me that if I marry this person, nothing bad will happen and we won't get divorced? Are you? For the love of sweet baby Jesus, for the love of all that's good on this earth, if you want that kind of guarantee, then you need to look in the mirror and be the best man that you can be without worrying about how this woman's going to be, because you weren't even willing. I'm not worried about that man, I'm worried about that woman. All righty then, folks. Okay. Okay, so everybody, I want to let you know that I have put new healings on my TikTok. So it's at Psychic Toni. If you go there, there are healings on grief and a couple of other things. I think I did 2 or 3 this morning. So go there and enjoy them. Please, absolutely 100% enjoy them. Okay, I'm not going to repeat that on the air in case he's still listening. Yes, Jennifer, 100%. I sometimes people get something in their head and they just can't. They want they want me to say this is going to work. It's going to be, and as far as I see, it will work. But you have to understand that 6 months down the line, somebody could get on a medication that could completely change their personality. 6 months down the line or a year down the line, somebody could meet. I can't say forever. I mean, we have all met people that we thought were forever, and then here we are. So please, if it's in your heart to propose, then propose. Do it. If it's in your heart to tell somebody how you feel and that you want to take a next step with them, only by taking that next step will you ever know what that next step will bring for you. That's it. That's it. Okay. I also have a second TikTok page called live.beauty.reviews. And that one's going to be fun because I'm going to be doing a lot of reviews of beauty products. And as soon as I get enough followers on that page, I'm going to do them live, which I don't know why I'm going to do that to myself or you. I'm going to give live demos of how to use these beauty products because I have like thousands of beauty products. I don't know that some of them should be demonstrated live by
90 seconds.
Anyway, I will be back Wednesday at noon, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you then. I love you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Please have an absolutely amazing day and just stay connected. Please do not just stay connected. Stay connected. Until Wednesday, thank you very much, everybody.
60 seconds.